innovative business destination, and it's nice to hear Ryan talking about really turning the Secretary of State's office into a partner in that. I think that will be incredibly helpful, useful to this state. So anyway, I want to thank first Dustin in particular and everybody else who organized this. These kinds of meetings and events are incredibly important part of our democracy. Being able to get out among the people, get up close and personal, and be able to talk with you, answer your questions, and ask for your support. So I do appreciate that. So, I am Laura Kelly. I'm a 14-year state senator. In the meantime, I'm also a wife and a mother, and a very proud daughter. I was raised in the military, so I traveled all around the world. By the time I was 6, I had lived on 3 continents. In fact, my first language was actually Japanese. And I think the only word I remember from that is yakamashi, which I'm told means shut up. I think it's what I heard from my older brother and sister on a regular basis. So when I met and married and had my first child, because of that life experience, I really had a deep desire to put down roots. And so Ted and I thought about it long and hard, and we decided to come to Kansas. So 32 years ago, we did just that. We moved to Salina first and then over to Topeka. And we chose Kansas really for 2 primary reasons. And one was the stellar public school system. I was coming from a large city, not Salina, but a large city before that. And there, if you want to put your kids in school in the city, you often have to go to private school to get a quality education. We didn't have to do that here. Both of my girls got a world-class education in our schools and our universities. So I'm forever grateful for that. I also came here because of the strong sense of community. I love the fact that so many people I know are 5th, 6th, 7th generation Kansans, and that was the rootedness and community sense that I was looking for. So it's exactly the reason I'm running for governor. I really want every child in the state of Kansas to have the same opportunities to succeed that my daughters did. In fact, my youngest went to KU Med, and is now a physician. My oldest went to KU Business School and now works for Uber, where Brian was. So all because of the education that they received here. And I want that for every single child. But fighting for kids has been a lifelong mission for me. From the day after I graduated high school, I went to work with troubled teens. And then when I came to Kansas, I spent 18 years traveling all over this state, really as executive director of the Kansas Recreation Park Association, to make our communities better places for our families and for our kids. And in the legislature, I have focused like a laser beam on issues of concern to our family. And I'm the one who actually worked to create and fund our early childhood and after-school programs in this state. So working for families has always been my top priority and will continue to be. I don't think it's any mystery to any of you. I heard it alluded to by Dustin that the last 8 years have been really tough on Kansas. Sam Brownback and Jeff Collier have dismantled our state. They have decimated our schools, and I believe they've damaged the very fabric of our communities. We are in a real crisis right now, and Kansas needs a strong and experienced leader to put our state back together again. So I am not running for any personal political agenda. I really just want to help our state and our families, and I think with my experience on the budget committee for 14 years and my commitment to education and to healthcare, I'm really uniquely qualified to fix this mess that we now find ourselves in. I'm really known as a person who will work with anybody, regardless of whether I agree with them or not on every issue, but just work with anybody. to get good things done for our state. So that is why I am a Democrat senator in a very Republican district. And that is why I will win in November. So I am really ready to go to work to reverse the damage that's been done to our state and to start investing in our kids and our families again. And with that, I will open it up for questions for either Brian or myself.
I have a couple questions. One,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Well, one is you mentioned the damage that's been done, and what I have seen is a lot of damage done to the foster care system and our families, and a record number of kids in foster care. What would you propose to do? I know you're doing things now, actually, but as governor, what do you think we would be looking to do?
Okay, so the question is, what am I going to do about our broken foster care system? One of the things that we have done already, and I was very active in putting this together, is we put together a child welfare task force where we are bringing together not just legislators, but people from the world of child welfare. We've got guardian ad litems, we've got judges, we've got social workers, we've got parents, we've got advocates, all coming together to really do an in-depth review and figure out exactly where our problems are and how we can best resolve those. So we're on our way. We have already made some changes. We were fortunate that the former Secretary of the Department of Children and Families resigned. And we have a new one who is a bit more progressive than the previous one. So we've been able to start to initiate some change that we thought we'd have to wait for a Kelly administration because we figured that Brownback would torpedo everything. But you're absolutely right that the system is in crisis. It was running around 5,000 kids in foster care when Sam Brownback became our governor. It now has over 7,500 kids. And there's a host of reasons for that. One, because we have decimated our agency. So we don't have social workers who can do family preservation and keep kids out of the system. On the flip side, we don't have social workers to do reintegration to bring these kids back into their biological families or find adoptive homes for them. So they're getting in too easily and then they're getting stuck. So those are things that we need to change. We did put a little bit of money towards it this year, but there's much more that's going to need to be done with that. And we need to just keep working with this task force to do what it needs to do, and then it will be a high priority. I think one of the other reasons we have so many kids, I don't know how many of you are following when we passed the HOPE Act, which I've always called the Hopeless Act, which is when we really changed eligibility for temporary assistance for families, food stamps, and for child care assistance. And I said at the time that they were doing that, watch out. You know, we are going to explode our foster care system because we're going to be pulling out the little support we were providing for these already vulnerable families. And sure enough, that's what happened. KU did a study and validated that there was a direct correlation between that HOPE Act and the boom in the number of kids that we have in the foster care system. So that's another thing that we need to go back and deal with is really addressing the changes that we did make and going back to what was a much more humane policy. So, yeah.
Would you address what's going on with Medicaid? I read something about the state of Kansas was going to limit like 3 years and that got killed.
Okay, well, you know the Medicaid system we call CanCare here, and we privatized that system about 5 years ago, and we farmed it out to 3 out-of-state for-profit insurance companies, right? And in case you missed it, the architect of that system is our current governor, Jeff Collier.
Oh,
Right? So
no wonder he's invested.
He's very invested in it. Yeah, he has real ownership on that. So what you're talking about is a request that the state agency made to the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare which is the sort of the governing federal agency for Medicaid programs. And they asked for two things. They asked, because if you want to do something a little different, you've got to ask for a waiver from the feds. So they asked for two waivers this time around. They asked for a waiver on, so we could impose work requirements on people receiving Medicaid. And then they also requested a waiver that would have allowed us to limit Medicaid for 3 years lifetime. So fortunately, the feds said no on the lifetime. Even they're not that cruel. But the work requirements are still out there, and while that sounds okay, if you really look, most people on Medicaid are, if they're able, are already working. They just don't have jobs that pay enough to afford health insurance. So there's a very limited number of people for whom that would apply. And quite honestly, it makes no economic sense. It would cost us more to administer that than it ever would to be able to save on services. So it's a bad idea. Also, the legislature has put into our law that the Brownback, Collier, now just Collier administration cannot change our current Medicaid system in any way different than it was January 1st, 2018, without legislative approval. So we put some safeguards around that.
Question. I guess this is primarily for Brian, but I'd love to hear your take on it as well, Senator. You come from really progressive organizations, really innovative, and you kind of have the freedom to innovate. I'll throw my wife out there. She's a state employee for the Department of Education. There's, especially over the last 8 to 10 years, there's been a lot of limit on government of not wanting to think outside the box. You're stuck here. How would you try to change that first in your agency and hopefully make it a model for across the board?
I mean, I think one of the arguments for allowing for innovation and allowing for thinking out of the box is it saves money. You can actually get Republicans to agree to save money, and it turns out that a lot of the ways that we've been doing things in the computer system, that D&B conversion that was done twice, and that computer system that's sitting in a basement shrink wrap that we're still paying the leases on, there's been a lot of bad technology decisions that have wasted a ton of money. And if you think outside the box, if you look at different ways to solve the problem, you can solve it much, much cheaper. And I believe that we can get the whole state to agree on this. We can actually save money in the operations of the state, yet provide better services. And that combination is almost inarguable. It would be a really good trick if the Republicans figure out a way to object to that. And so I think we start with that and allow for trying some other ways of solving some of the problems we already have. We should be doing better with DCF, and we can build systems that do a better job of keeping track of kids and making sure that they're taken care of, and even having just dial-in systems where the kids call in and every week and say things are okay, things are not okay, and if they don't call for a week, they're gone, right? You make it an issue to find out what's going on. There's systems that are super cheap to build that allow for this kind of voluntary tracking that will make the system better, and I think we can do that in my office, in the Secretary of State's office, and I believe we can do that throughout the state. And one of the advantages that I think the Secretary of State's office has is they do sit on this INK committee, which is responsible for all technology purchases in the state. Chris Kobach has never gone to a meeting, and he has delegated it to his assistant, Eric, who has also not gone to most of the meetings. So the Secretary of State is not even participating in the technology decisions of the state when he's supposed to be leading, he or she is supposed to be leading it. And so I think that I can do better in that regard, and I think we can do better overall.
And I think the way that I will handle it is that I will appoint the Secretary of State to be the Chief Information Technology Officer and give him responsibility for putting all that together.
You want that just to rotate like it has been?
Oh my gosh, I don't know how many we've been through in the past couple of years. It's been a real wreck. And again, there was a real push from that agency to get a lot of funding to move forward, and we put the kibosh on that because one, the person who's in charge of that, is the one who is the mastermind behind the Department of Motor Vehicles, if you remember a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's who's in charge of our information technology office right now. So we did put some brakes on that, so we can wait until we get some really qualified people in there, and also people who will be there to see it through. You don't want to start a project like that when you're walking out the door.
I don't think there's a lot of questions because there's such a far way to go to get to the point where we have questions because we know that you understand the huge need we have, the gravity of the problems, and the fear that we're now experiencing as Kansans for what has happened to us. We've slid back in so many realms that it's hard to think of businesses taking it seriously and wanting to participate with us because we cannot provide any of the support or infrastructure they need to succeed.
Well, we have, if you look at Kansas and surrounding states, in the years that Kobach and Collier have been leading the state, we have the highest out-migration of any state. I think we're talking 83,000 people leaving. I think Missouri is the next worst, and they're at 57. But then you go to Colorado, and in-migration's at 326. So, yeah, we have lost our people. I think a lot of our young people who want to go someplace else where their ideas and talents can be put to better use than they feel they can right now in Kansas. I also think no matter what's been said over all of these years, when you really look at the numbers, there's not been any business coming into Kansas and growing. That's just not true. And so we've certainly not grown, and we've actually lost. I mean, we lost some aviation, we've lost some other things. So we really have to create a climate in the state of Kansas, and we have to invest. We've got to invest in things that businesses consider important. Our infrastructure, look what we've done to our highways over the past 8 years. We have, because of those tax cuts of 2012 and 2013, we have not been giving KDOT the money that they need for projects, and even just for preservation. We've taken over $2 billion from KDOT in that period of time. So we've got to invest in that. We've got to invest in our education system. That's a huge business attractor. Business wants a good workforce. Okay, so in order to have one, we've got to start investing heavily at early childhood education, so we have 5-year-olds ready to learn when they get to kindergarten, and then we've got to take it right through into our career in tech ed, so that we can provide an educational alternative for kids who prefer that, but also to provide the workforce training that our businesses need, where we can be nimble and quick, and train workforces or their workforce to do what they need done, and then clearly the rest of our research program. So we have lost researchers, faculty, who were starting to bring in a lot of research on, and that's going away. Nobody wants to come. Recruiting faculty is very, very difficult, and I think that's for a variety of reasons. One, including our guns on campus policy. You'd be surprised how many people will say that they're going to leave or that they're going to come because of that. So we've got to change all of these things and make Kansas an attractive place for not only businesses to move, but our businesses that are here to grow, and our kids to stay, or others to come in.
Well, just since the topic of education and professors came up, a couple of things. I've talked to a lot of students around the state, and getting them to take computer science and become good at that. It turns out that Kansas produces 335 computer science graduates a year. There's 2,200 openings. Of those 335, I'm guessing only over half leave the state. So we have a big shortage in this area. Cerner hires all that they can possibly hire. Garmin, Sprint, and Coke and Spirit and everybody else. They're all hiring engineers. We need to produce more of them. And the state actually did a good job in this. They actually set all three of the main universities on a path to greatly increase the engineering enrollment. And that has now happened. KU's already hit its 2021 number. K-State and Wichita State are on the path. So we're going to get a lot more engineering graduates, but not enough more to meet this demand. And so I think we need to do more to get our kids into STEM and computer science sooner and get them interested in this. So when they come to university, they're excited about it and they figure it out and they become part of the technical workforce of Kansas. That's the core of the big employers of the future. Right? You want to build around the technology that ends up employing people, that ends up growing jobs, that ends up turning into manufacturing. And there are companies spinning out of KU right now that are in fact turning into manufacturing companies. A company just is about 15 people right now, raised several $1 million in investment capital to build effectively a factory for radars. And so good things are happening. But Laura's right that the professors, we are losing some of them, and some of it is also salary. We need our state workers and our professors to get paid enough that they're not drawn to other institutions. And it's a competitive environment out there. We are one state among 50, and everybody is fighting for the best. And Kansas wants to have the best schools, the best opportunities for its children. And I think we need to make sure that our universities and our teachers in grade school and in high school are paid enough that our education is the best it can be. So yes, that costs a bit of money, but at the end, it's going to invest and generate a lot more revenue for the state that will pay for it, 10 times over. So, invest in our kids, invest in universities, and we'll get more jobs. But I'm running for Secretary of State, so that's her job.
We'll be partners.
Any other questions or thoughts?
Well, I want to thank you guys both for coming. As I've told this group multiple times, it's really exciting to be a Democrat this year and seeing so many people energized and so many good candidates. And whether you have a candidate that you're favorited already or not, no matter who comes out of the primary, I'm really excited. I will tell, as I tell everybody every time, if you find a candidate, whether it's Laura or Brian or whoever it is, please support them. Be willing to volunteer to their campaign. Put a sign up. Donate a little money if you can. These things are very difficult, as a lot of you are finding out as you're getting involved, to get more people involved. So if you can help out with the campaigns that you feel connected to, it's really, really advantage to those candidates. So I thank you guys for coming. And
to add one thing to that, social media. So many of you are on, as you said, you're you called them keyboard jockeys?
Keyboard warriors.
Yeah. Keyboard warriors. we need social media support for all Democrats in the state. Go out there, find the posts and the pages that you like, share them, reshare them, get your friends to share them, because that is effectively free media. It allows candidates to be seen by more and more people, and it gets them to teaching your friends who you like, but gets our faces out around. So I have a card here with my website, and I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and Lori the same. So please follow us and share, and see if we can get more social media, because that is going to be part of where the battlefield is in 2018 and in the future. And it will be more legitimate than it was in 2016, because there's going to be a lot more transparency this time. But it's not one we can avoid, because it is where a lot of decisions get made. A lot of education happens there, and a lot of sharing opinions and relationships are built there.
I too would like to thank you, Dustin, and everybody else for putting this together. It's been very nice meeting with all of you. My campaign manager, Jordy, is back there. If any of you are interested in getting more information about the campaign or getting involved in my campaign, I would very, very much appreciate it, because unlike Dustin, I do care who comes out of the primary.
you're a little more invested. I understand.
So, anyway, thank you all. Look forward to seeing you again in, what is it, July?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on, real quick before everybody leaves. Jonathan, Whitmer, who is the mayor here in Mayetta, is a great Democrat of ours as well. He's the one that set us up at this location. He wanted to tell us a little bit about what they got going on here because it's a really interesting community-based project that I know you guys are really excited about.
First of all, I want to recognize our